This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesianicristo.
You're watching INCRadio.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. My name is Terry Soriano, and thank you so much once again for joining us. We have such a great show for you today. For the sports enthusiasts, we will be talking about volleyball. And today we have our panelists. But first, I wanted to tell you that talents that we desire is not always in us. So there's dedication, determination, and time and effort that we have to do. And so, how can we do that? How do we develop and cultivate the desired talent that we need, especially in the game of volleyball? We have these things to talk about and more, but with our panelists. Come over. And we want to introduce to you. Go ahead, right to my left.
Hello, my name is Riza. I've only been playing volleyball for a little while, and I really enjoy playing the sport.
My name is Andre, and I've been playing volleyball for 3 years, and I really enjoy it.
Hello, everyone. I know the camera is looking a little bit right now. I am Mark, your usual host. I'm actually here joining with Terry today. We're actually going to be having a very exciting show for everyone, so continue to stay tuned and ensure to always like, comment, and subscribe to everything INCRadio, Central Valley, California. And so, Terry, I think we have a very interesting topic when it comes to volleyball. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do agree. Mark.
So now we're going to go ahead and actually ask you guys a couple of questions when it comes to the sport of volleyball. So I wanted to go ahead and ask first, why did you guys get into the sport of volleyball? What makes you guys so interested in what you do for volleyball?
So I first started playing volleyball with my sister. I was helping her practice, and when we were playing, I really felt like a passion for the sport. I really enjoyed it.
And
Go ahead. And what else did you tell us more about what your experiences in playing volleyball?
So I've been playing on a team for 3 years now, and
Mhm.
it's always really fun. It's a learning experience, really. And I don't think it really matters if you win or lose, just as long as you have fun.
Mhm.
And yeah.
How about you, Riza? How did you get into the volleyball?
Well, I actually only started playing for the past few months because my local congregation always goes to the park, and we always have activities planned. And one of my favorite activities out of all would be playing volleyball. And yeah, it was really fun picking up the sport.
isn't it always a good time to be able to spend that time with our friends and family learning a new sport? So how long have you guys been playing volleyball, Andre?
So I've been playing for 3 years now.
And how's that been for you?
It's like a really enjoyable experience. Like I always get to have fun, like with my friends and family.
So what are those experiences that you're mentioning about? Can you explain a little bit more?
So for one of my experiences, it was for the school season for volleyball. We almost lost every game, but we won.
That's okay.
We won two, of course. But even though we lost, I still had fun with my friends, and like it was really a learning experience.
So again, I want to talk more like those experiences. What's something specific in that time with your school that you could say like, man, this is something that I've experienced and I'm glad that it happened to me.
So made that experience. It was like winning my first volleyball game. Like after losing so many games and after practicing so much, like I really feel like satisfied. And me and my friends, we were really happy for winning.
Your thoughts, Riza?
Yeah, that's really awesome.
No,
Um, If I could talk about my experience, I'd say one of my most memorable experiences is that from when I first started playing, I had a really hard time serving the ball.
Mhm.
And I would just do the regular underhand serve. But when I first started, the ball would either just go flying out of bounds or just like hitting the net. And I remember the first time that I actually got it over the net and it landed perfectly in bounds. And it was such a joyful experience. Everybody was cheering, giving me a high five. And it was really memorable.
Mhm. And I know we're going to go ahead and demonstrate those a little bit later. But tell me about your serve. Was it underhand, and what kind of serves are there?
It was an underhand. There are other serves like overhand, a jump serve.
And what about you?
There's jump floats, jump serves, and like she's saying, underhand and overhand.
And so, like, there's a lot of technical stuff that we talk about in volleyball, right? But let's actually talk about some of the fun stuff that happens in volleyball too, right? Is there any particular fashion that you guys wear? So, for example, like what kind of shoes do you wear for when you play? What kind of outfits do you guys wear? Is there anything in particular? We'll start with you, Riza.
Well, I normally just wear either sweats, t-shirt. Other people could wear shorts, leggings, knee pads, because a lot of people land on the ground. And I wear just regular volleyball shoes. Yeah.
How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, like she was saying, I wear shorts and a t-shirt, and sometimes I bring knee pads and just like running shoes or sneakers.
What about in a team setting? What do you wear?
Like the team jersey and stuff.
Mhm.
And I practice just a t-shirt and shorts.
Okay, and do you have a certain number that's your favorite number that you have to have?
The number I have right now is 15. There's not, um, it's just a random number actually.
And so like we know that with every sport there comes the memories that come with it, right? Whether that be with our friends, with our families in school. I'm sure you guys have many moments like that.
Yeah.
What's one moment that we can take from our last Unity games that you like can remember to share with our audience here today?
I'll go and start. I remember I was just a spectator, but watching the guys' Unity games when Fresno went against, was it Bakersfield and Lemoore?
Yep.
Yeah, Santa Maria. That we were down by a lot,
Mhm.
and they caught up really close. And I think it was the last point was crazy. It was like 1 point apart.
Mhm.
Something. It was just really crazy because
What about you, Andre? Weren't you on the team?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Like, in the game
Tell us about
she
that.
was talking about, I was actually playing.
Okay.
I didn't really play front row. I only played back row, and I just served.
Mhm.
But the other games before that, I still played back row. I didn't. I was like really happy with my team. We got second place actually, and yeah.
Do you ever feel nervous because everyone's watching you, everyone's rooting, everyone's yay? What's going through your mind?
For the first game, I was a little nervous because it was my first Unity games actually. But when I started playing, like I was starting to like get more comfortable and playing better. Yeah.
So your mom is actually saying that she's your number one fan. You know, shout out to Andre's mom, by the way, and everyone that's tuned in. Your mom is probably your number one supporter, right? And same thing probably for you, Riza, right? So we want to go ahead and ask now, what are ways that others can like just support each other when it comes to learning the sport of ball?
I think being patient is really, really important because everybody starts with something, and building a skill it can take time, and so yeah.
What about you, Andre?
So I think just like if they make a mistake, just say like nice try or good job, and like being loud too because I feel like it makes the other players more comfortable, and like they can like talk more.
I'm glad that you brought that up because actually we're going to be demonstrating that for everyone here. But just in a second, right? Before we do that, though, we're going to go ahead and actually read a couple of comments, and I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys to go ahead and grab a couple of the balls as we're going to be preparing for our first game, right? And so while we're doing that, a couple of comments that we're going to be reading from our comment section. Amelia Borst, I was a referee for last year's Unity Games. Shout out to Sister Mia, who is tuned in. Sister Caitlin Bautista, very own Sister Caitlin Bautista. I wish I played more sports. I'm definitely more of a music person, but I love learning from others about different sports and, of course, having fun. I think the sport of volleyball is definitely a sport about having fun together, right? And now another comment. Hi, brother Andre from Michaela. Oh my gosh, Michaela, thank you for tuning in as always from our very own Anika Joy Fiesta. Hello from the local Delano from Felda Orlando. Hello, happy watching from the hashtag local of Delano. And again, we thank everyone for continuing to tune in to everything INC Radio, Central Valley, California. We're actually going to go ahead and call back our guys. Hey, guys, let's go ahead and come back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let's get the volleyballs. Go grab the volleyballs. So our game, and everyone in the audience can stay tuned in on this too. We're going to stay just right here, right? So we're going to grab both. We're going to take both volleyballs for now. And so what's going to happen is our players here are going to be trying to keep the volleyball up for as long as they can. And so we're going to give them both 1 minute each in order to keep it as high as possible. So guys, are you guys ready? You guys will get 1 minute. And so you can keep going as long as you can. And whoever has the most in a row will win this game, okay? Is everyone ready? Everyone in the audience is ready, right? Everyone in the audience is ready? All right. And in the chat, please let us know who you think is going to win this game. If we do hashtag Andre or hashtag Riza, whoever thinks is going to win. So we're going to go ahead and step aside on the side. And on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, go. It's a very intense game. Oh, my goodness. And so while this is happening, right, you can see as the technique that is required in order to keep the ball up. See, so Andre's doing a more of a basic serve, basic receive, and you can see the control that it takes in order to keep this ball.
Oh, there
play.
Andre is doing such a great job, and I know Riza is trying as well. There she comes.
You have about 30
Let's
seconds
go.
left on the clock here. Oh, 5,
4,
6,
no,
7,
8,
8, 9.
9.
Oh, Andre's getting the hang of 10.
Andre, really, he's
11,
really good.
12, 13. I'm like, I wish I can. Terry, I wish I could play like these guys. Don't you,
You know,
agree?
Yes, we do expect that from him because he's been in the team for 3
you got
years.
10 more seconds, guys.
So-
10 more seconds.
Oh, let's go, let's go. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
And time.
Wow.
All right, Terry, let's bring it back over here. Man, that was
Something.
definitely something else, wasn't it, guys?
Yes, it was.
How do you guys feel?
Feel good.
Feel really good.
A little tiring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we definitely agree that this is something that's pretty. This gets pretty tiring, right? And so now we're gonna actually go ahead and shift over to a little bit of a demonstration portion, okay?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys go ahead and I'll take this mic. Go ahead and get yourselves positioned, okay?
This is going to be so much fun. We can't wait.
All right, and now we're gonna go ahead and switch over to our live cam on the sidelines.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so as you can see here, as our cameraman switches over to, yes, that one. All right, you can see our live cam here. We're actually going to be demonstrating how to play the sport of volleyball, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start off with basic offensive principles. And so we're gonna have the ball on this side of the court here.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with a basic serve. As we follow the ball, right, you can see the other team is going to be trying to receive the ball and trying to make it so that way the ball doesn't touch the floor.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and try another time to get an offense in. Let's go offense!
Let's go. Let's go. Here we go.
Everyone-
Here we go.
For everyone in the chat, please, if this is your first time watching volleyball, let us know in the chat as well. So let's go ahead and demonstrate one more time a little bit of offense from our very own Fresno team here.
Fresno. Let's go, Fresno.
Okay, so we're about to go ahead and kick it off with a serve. So as the ball goes over, you can see the ball gets set to the middle. And typically the way that this sport works is it's a very team-oriented sport. Normally for beginners, they just try to hit it over the net. But in this case, you have 3 attempts to be able to get the ball over the net and to score. So in this instance here,
Oh.
right, this instance is where it is scored a point.
Yes.
This sport, right? So Terry, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, volleyball is a 6-on-6 sport. Am I
yes,
correct?
it is. Yes, that is correct, Mark.
Yes, and so typically with this sport, it requires a lot of teamwork,
Yes,
lots
it
of
does.
coordination, and lots of time together to
Mhm.
be able to really make sure that these plays get correctly. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at one more time offense. So let's go ahead and serve. They're actually going to try to block the attack that's going to be coming in, okay? So you can see here the ball goes up, and they're going to go and try to block it.
Oh,
Typically, that's a 6'6" guy blocking the ball,
I don't
right?
know if you saw that. That was
Typically, that's a 6'6" guy getting going out there. But hey, it's heart over height in this sport, right?
right.
And we love to be able to continue to play this sport. And you know, this is something that anybody can really pick up. So now
Mhm.
we're gonna go ahead and shift over to the other side of the offense. Right?
Okay.
Same thing here.
Mark, if you notice the way that he went ahead and the ball, she did it the way that Riza does which is underhand, and he did it overhand. So now, okay, they did it as well. These are the typical ways that you can serve the ball.
And so
In volleyball.
different ways of being able to score on offense, right? So we just saw our brother Chris just tap the ball over, even though we didn't get an offense set. And so yes, in this
Whoa.
instance, right? So these yellow lines right here, if we can look
Yes.
at the yellow, these are the out of bounds areas. And so if the ball were to hit the out of bounds line, then that would be considered out of bounds. So we'll have one more shot at seeing how the offense gets going.
Oh,
And
here
that,
we
that,
go.
and that there's a case of miscommunication on their
Yes.
part. And so Terry, if you can go ahead and talk to me, you know, how important is communication in this?
It is very important to communicate with each other because it's a team effort. It's a team work. That is why it's good to even call the ball as you are going to bump the ball to another player in your team.
And that in itself is what makes this game actually really difficult.
Yes.
Because for those that aren't used to communicating so much on the court, they really need to have that experience together and that time together
Yes.
in order to make sure that everything is going according to plan.
Yes.
Just
There we
like
go.
this
Here we
here.
go. Oh, I
So
feel it now. Oh,
you see,
yes.
the goal, there really is a team. There's no I in this specific sport.
No, there is not. There's a okay. Yes, it's a team sport as you mentioned before. All six of them have to communicate with one another.
And so we're actually going to go ahead and thank our team here in Fresno for demonstrating.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If we can have our guests come back, please. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and shift back over to our webcam over there. But again, just a couple more comments that we're going to read before we get shift over. Right, we're going to read a couple of comments. So from Danny Aglipa, hello Badua family. Danny, thank you for always tuning in. Always from our very own Frankie Badua, Karudi. Thank you for tuning in, as always. From Manuel Hatulan, greetings from the locale of Arosi Kamani. Thank you for always tuning in to everything INC Radio, Central Valley, California. And again, please continue to stay tuned in as we continue to finalize our show for today, as we swap back over to our webcam over there. And so, guys, oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, that was, yeah, how do you guys feel?
Good.
I think I was tired just watching you guys. So I will want to go ahead now and want to ask a couple more questions, right? So, you know, especially for beginners, volleyball can be very intimidating because this sport requires a lot of teamwork, as we were mentioning, right? So I want to go ahead and ask you guys, what does the teamwork mean to you, especially when it comes to this sport?
I think teamwork is a lot about communication, and like when your teammates make a mistake, you help them up or like you encourage them. And yeah.
As you was saying, teamwork is one of the most important things. Can't play volleyball without a team.
What about communication? What about how does that come into play when you are playing?
Communication is also very important because you want to know who's going to get the ball. I don't know if you guys saw back there, but we had a lot of miscommunication. So communication is very helpful.
But you, Andre?
Oh yeah, communication is really helpful. Like encouraging your teammates when they make a mistake. Like you're saying, like communicating for who's gonna get the ball.
So what are some ways that our audience here can practice at home or even practice with their friends to get better at this sport?
So the way I used to practice is just hitting the ball to a wall and just hitting it back and forth. And with a friend, you can just hit it back and forth, like to the wall, or not to the wall, but like instead of the ball, like another person.
something that I like to do is pepper. Peppering is really fun, and it really helps you fasten your reflexes.
And so the essence here of our radio show, right? It's about growing together, right? This is what our essence of the Valley growing culture that we're trying to set. So, what is something that you can leave with the audience, or at least one piece of advice you can give to the audience that wants to be able to learn a sport like this, but might feel scared at first?
Honestly, just go for it head first. I think a lot of from my experience, I just had really good companions with me playing, and so play with the right people, people who are encouraging and patient with you, and you'll have a really fun time.
Andre, what about you?
So, like you're saying, like play with the right people, and if you make a mistake, don't be like sad about it. Just like see what you can improve on.
And to top it all off, right? It's these moments that make or break someone's experience when it comes to sports. And so, if you can also share with the audience, why do you really love the sport of volleyball right now, and why do you love sports, and how happy you are to have sports in your life?
For me, I like how volleyball isn't like it's not too intense of a sport. It's not like other sports like football, like anything that requires physical contact. Um, yeah.
What was you, Andre?
Yeah, like you're saying, it doesn't require physical contact, which I like a lot, and I like it because it just came easy to me, and like maybe like I was a natural, and like the people that I was playing with, it made it like the experience more enjoyable.
And so like, I actually want to ask Ryza now. What was one experience outside of Udemy games that really piqued your curiosity when it comes to volleyball?
I think well, when outside of Unity games, like at the park, like I said, it was just a very bonding experience. It helped me build friendships outside of the sport, and that's what really got me to stick with this playing.
Yeah, like you're saying, like playing at the park, like my friends, they really helped me improve. And when I made a mistake, they didn't get mad at me for it. They just encouraged me to do better, and I did get better. Like I was learning.
Did you watch any other teams to get better with your skills?
I actually just watched my school team, and
Hmm.
yeah,
What about in YouTube? Do you watch anything like that, or like USA, like
Oh yeah, the
anything like that?
Olympics.
Was that wasn't that very exciting
Yes,
for
it
you?
was.
And did you want to be that way?
Yeah, I
yeah,
have a
yeah.
friend who plays varsity volleyball, and she's really, really good at her sport. So I
Mhm.
really admire that.
Did she try to encourage you to play
Yeah.
volleyball?
Sometimes we would prep her at school, like during PE and stuff.
Hmm. How about you, Andre?
Yeah, like she was saying, like playing with a friend that's better than you, like cause her friend was on varsity. I was just playing with people that were better than me, and it, like really encouraged me to keep playing.
Oh, okay, cool. And you talked about your practices at your home or with your friends and things like that to improve your skills, right? And so, what kind of skills do you do, or what practices do you do in order to better your skills? Maybe your concentration, or maybe even your serves.
What I do was listen to advice from peers. Um, Something I noticed was just like everybody was giving me feedback, and whenever I took that feedback, it worked. So yeah.
Hmm. Any thoughts on that, Andre?
Yeah, like she was saying, like taking advice, and what I do is just like repeating the same thing, like something that I'm not really good at, and just keep on repeating it, like repetition,
Hmm.
and yeah, and you'll get better at it.
Okay, consistency is probably the
Yes.
key. Doing it over and over, getting it better and better. Yeah. So I don't know if what about what do you take away? What is the valued lesson that you get from being in a team like volleyball sport?
Something that I can take is that to not be so hard on yourself, because I mean, from my experience, regardless of whether I won or lost a match in volleyball, the outcome has always been the same. And it's just that I really enjoyed playing the sport and I had fun, and that's what I value the most when playing, and rather than valuing.
What about you, Andre?
Oh yeah, like she was saying, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, like just as long as you have fun, and like when you're playing, just making bonds and relationships with like your friends, family.
And Andre, Ryza, I agree. Because then for me, when I was actually being I met my lifelong brothers playing basketball. And so I'm hoping that you guys have been the same. And we're actually really glad that you came on the show today. So again, thank you so much for joining us. For the audience, let's give her a round of applause. Give them a round of applause for joining us on our show today. We hope that, after this, we'll go play some more games. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any shout outs that you guys want to give before we get in the show today?
I'll go first. Shout out to my sibling Michaela. She's the person that like made me get into the sport.
Oh.
Shout out to everybody that's here right now. That they're the only reason I really got into playing the sport, and I really enjoyed playing.
Well, again, we thank you guys so much. Terry, did you have anything that you wanted to share?
Shout out to everyone, and I want to thank everyone who tuned in our show, and thank you for our guests. As you know, they gave us some examples of their skills in playing volleyball.
And so, with that being said, we also want to thank all of our viewers that came onto the show today to support. We thank you so much for always supporting INCRadio, Central Valley, California. We also like to thank our executive producer, our station manager, Brother Wally Tarai, to our SEBC CEO and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Rano Vimanalo, and of course, to our dearest executive minister, Brother Eduardo Vimanalo. We thank you so much both for everything that you do, for allowing us to have broadcasts like this, to be able to share our experiences to the viewers that are tuned in today, and to, of course, guide us in our faith. And so with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope that you continue to join us every week at 9 p.m. Friday, Pacific Standard Time for INCRadio, Central Valley, California, home of the Valley Grown, where conversations feel like home. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night and take it easy. Bye, everyone.